Good morning and welcome back to Dustinbed. I'm Dustin, and today we're going to be talking about another movie that I don't have a copy of. So we're just going to be talking about the movie itself. The movie I'm talking about today is a Japanese movie that released in, I think I heard conflicting things. It was either 2017 or 2018. Anyway, the title is One Cut of the Dead, and it's really good. And I wanted to sort of talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna have to get into spoilers, but I'll warn before I start into that because it's the kind of movie where I feel like a lot of the charm is not knowing what to expect. And if I spoil it, I feel like you might not like it as much as if you would have went into it kind of blind. So I'll try to tell you as least as I can. So let's see. As the title suggests, it's one cut of the dead, so one cut. The movie starts off with one long shot. Normally, that's really cool in a movie, and it's like, you might get a shot that's like a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something. The longer it gets, the crazier. It's really cool to watch people do like a one cut long take scene where a lot could go wrong, and you imagine like how many takes did it take this filmmaker to make this shot or whatever. But the catch here is that it's the whole movie, and I'll get into that a little bit more later in the spoiler talk. But so yeah, you get this one cut, or one take rather, of a zombie movie basically. It starts off with I don't remember names. I don't know if they say names in the movie. I think they do. Anyway, so the main actress, I say actress because her and the main actor, who's a zombie, they have a scene together where he's coming at her and she's like, "No, don't do it." Like she's bad at acting in this part, but it's supposed to be like that because we find out that it's actually a scene in a movie, and the director's like, "Hey, you need to start acting better," and he's getting all angry at her, and she's like starting to cry or whatever. So it starts off as like a fake zombie movie within this movie, and then as it progresses, we find out that this area that they're in used to be some kind of human testing facility. I forgot if I mentioned this is a Japanese movie, so yeah. Uh, so they're in this Japanese human testing facility, is what they say that it is. That's the rumor or whatever. And it turns out like, oh no, there's real zombies here. It's getting spoopy. Gotta watch out. We don't want to get turned into a zombie. And these zombies like spit on people and stuff. Like they spit out like vomit stuff. And I think that that's how one of the people gets turned into a zombie. Not one of the two main actors, but somebody else. So, you're going through, and like I said, this is all one take. So it's like, it's cool to see that they're finding creative ways to sort of show progression in the story, but without ever cutting. So we get to see everything, there's a craftsmanship there that I feel like the more movies you watch, the more you sort of key into that, and I don't know. I like anything with like one take and stuff. If it's done well and it's like not what would the word be? Like not sacrificing something in order to get the one take, which I don't think that this movie does. Uh, so yeah, you run through this story of like one take, and it's a zombie apocalypse type thing, and how much do I want to say? Do I want to start spoilers now? Let's start spoilers now. Uh, Spoilers. Don't watch any more of this if you want to watch the movie. Please watch the movie if you haven't seen it. It's really good. I watched it on Shudder. I think that there's an actual physical Blu-ray now, so I might get that at some point, but please go see it. It's so cool. If you like zombie movies, especially if you like weird like Japanese stuff, please go see it. Anyway, spoilers starting now. So they one of the people that's with the actors dies, and then they get to this actress and the actor sort of meet up again in the same way that they did in the beginning of the movie, and it's cool. It's like, oh, it's mirroring it, and the director comes back in, and he's been coming out periodically to be like action, like he's still filming in a way, and it's cool. It's like sort of meta, which is, I'll get to that in a second. But so the movie ends with them, she cuts off his head, and the director's like, hey, that's not in the script. So she kills him, and then what happens? So she gets on this blood pentagram, which is what summoned all these zombies supposedly, and that's where the movie ends. The credits roll. She's staring up. It's a shot with her on the ground. The camera's up here, looking down at her, and that's where it ends. But it's only been a half hour, and there's still a whole other hour to the movie. What's going on? So what's going on is that there's another movie basically, and it's shot like a traditional movie where there's cuts and everything like that, but it's basically going into the process behind this one cut of the dead. It's like a mockumentary maybe? I don't know, because it's fake. The people, everybody in the movie, even the second part, are actors. So even like the director is an actor. It's really meta. Okay, so I'm gonna pause what I'm talking about for 1 second, because even early on in the movie, I was really thinking about a movie that I actually have a copy of here. It's called Antiporno rather, and it deals in a really similar sort of meta something or other. I don't know what you would want to call it, but it starts off as a movie, and this is kind of a mini review for Antiporno. It's a pretty cool movie. I don't recommend it as much because it's a weird one, but like in a cool way. But like I had trouble following it. Anyway, trying to be quick about Antiporno, but basically, there's these two roles of there's basically a dominant and a subservient. I don't know what you want to call it, and one is like she's, I don't know what she is in the movie, but the subservient is like what is she called? An assistant, I guess. She's some kind of assistant, and it's within a movie, but we don't know that right away. But then the movie cuts, and they basically switch roles because she's the dominant person is basically like an up and coming actress, and the subservient is actually she's been an actress for a long time. So anyway, I recommend that one. I just kind of spoiled it. I forgot to say that, but we're in the spoiler talk anyway, so it's whatever. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. It's like a movie within a movie, and it's sort of playing off of like some meta aspects that are kind of cool. And anyway, back to One Cut of the Dead. So it's basically the story of the director trying to get One Cut of the Dead made, because he's like a hack director, and the company's like, hey, do you want to do this zombie movie? It's going to be one cut, or it's going to be one take. It's going to be about 30 minutes, and it's going to be live on TV. And he's like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, I forget, I think he did like music videos in the movie. Like, that's what his directing was in. So he didn't know if he was up for the task, but he ends up taking it on, and he's got these actors, and they're all getting ready to do the movie. And then his wife is a former actress, and she's like really excited about it kind of, and she's reading his script and she knows it really well. And his daughter is like an amateur director too. And so what ends up happening is he basically has an actress, she's not working out so well. She brings her baby to the set or whatever, and she ends up getting cut. And what happens, it's like down to the wire. we need a replacement. And his wife ends up taking on the role of I think she's like a makeup artist in the movie. She's the one that I said died earlier. Anyway, so she's in there now, and his daughter ends up being like a script supervisor kinda, and she ends up being like a second director, like a second, I don't want to say second unit, but she ends up being like a co-director in a way. Like she's behind the scenes and she's helping out, and it's sort of just like a nice little like family coming together story, and it's nice seeing this like behind the scenes stuff, because the first zombie in the movie is actually drunk off of his ass, and he's like below frame. The director is like puppeteering him, and it's like, oh my, it's so silly, but it's awesome, and it's like, I don't know, it's just such a fun movie, and it's playing off of your expectations a little bit, and you know what you expect from a zombie movie, what you expect from a movie in general, and yeah, I don't know, I just like the meta aspects of it. It's like it just sort of makes you're looking back on the movie, the little 30-minute one take movie that you just saw, and you're kind of seeing it in a new light, and I think that that's really fun. And then the end credits is basically the real film crew filming the One Cut of the Dead segment, and that's like a whole other layer. It's like, I don't know, if for some reason you're still watching this and you haven't seen it, go watch it. Like, I mean, I spoiled a lot of it, but you might still have some fun with it because there's a lot of stuff that I didn't mention. But yeah, I just want more people to watch this. I mean, it's not like I mean, it's kind of underground, I guess, or not underground, but like underrated. Like, there's not a lot of major exposure for it, which is a shame because it's awesome. I'd rather watch something like this than like, I don't know, what was the last horror movie in theaters? I mean, we're kind of in a, the situation of 2020, so I haven't been to a theater in like a year. So, I don't know. I don't know what's in theaters anymore. Do they still play movies in theaters? I don't know. Go see One Cut of the Dead. It's on Shudder. You can buy it on Blu-ray. You should watch it. It's really cool. I think that's the end of the video here. I think I've said my piece. Hopefully I've convinced you. Hopefully if not, go watch another review. Maybe they can convince you. I don't know. Be sure to like and subscribe if this is fun for you. Be sure to comment if you want to suggest anything for me to talk about. Hit the bell if you sub. And good night.